Well, hello, and welcome to week three. We're getting along um, for IST 261 for World Campus for summer of 2025. Today, you're seeing me full screen, usually, or without any sharing capability, because the last couple of videos, you haven't seen me. So I just wanted to give you a look of what I look like. And you'll see that during our mandatory meeting. And also, kind of an important announcement is that this Friday, June 6th, through two Tuesdays, Tuesday, June 17th, I will be traveling, and I'll have access to technology, which I always do. Excuse me. But the fact is that I'm going to be very, very busy, and I probably won't have a lot of chance to respond to you if you have any questions. I just want you to be noticed on that. Um, Also, your group assignment, your first group assignment is not really due until the Sunday following my return on the 17th. That's Sunday, June 22nd. So I kind of expanded that date. Okay. And also, you have been assigned to a team. I'll kind of show you that in a second when I share my screen. Okay. So this is basically what we're going to chat about on this video. So let me share my screen. And let's see. I believe that's the one I want to see. Yep, that's it. Okay, so keep in mind is that originally the way this class was designed, and I talked about this on my videos, is that you would develop, this is an application studio, and you're going to be developing an application. I find it more important. At first, the World Campus kind of suggests that we do this as an individual assignment. I don't like doing that. Okay. I like you doing group assignments. Two reasons. First of all, you're going to have when you get into the profession, you're going to be working with groups. Okay. I worked I worked in the business for 30 years, and I always worked in the teams. Okay. You're always working with teams. All right. You do individual performances within teams. And that team is the final one that comes in for for the final structure. Okay. You're not a golfer or a tennis or a singles tennis player. You are a team, and you're going to have to build those skills when we're dealing with any type of projects or applications or anything you do related to information technology. Okay. The second important thing is the fact that you can use the collaborative expertise and talent from your group to build a more meaningful application. Okay. And I expect a more meaningful application because of the fact that you are uh, you're working with a team and you're sharing all these individual talents. Okay. So this is real important. You have me for any class, you're going to have a team. So if you you see me on, if you don't want to like work in teams, and next time they have another class and you see my name on there, yeah, you may want to say, well, maybe I want to take this class because the fact that I don't like working on teams. But I would say if you don't like working on teams, maybe try another profession. Okay, because you always work with teams. All right, and again, you've been assigned your group. And the first thing that you're going to have to do, and that's the thing you're going to do this week, okay, while I'm gone this week and next week, is you should start to reach out to your team. You should start building a set of communications. A lot of folks use Microsoft Teams. My teams at Penn State Greater Allegheny and past World Campus classes have used Teams, and it's a good way for sharing code. sharing information. You can text each other back and forth. You have a good communication processes. You can do video calls. So that's real important. Okay. So start to reach out to your team. If you go to the people tab here over to the left, okay, go on that people tab, you're going to see who you're assigned to. Okay. And again, I did them randomly. I don't like to have people choose because you start to get into kind of group cliques. And sometimes that's good, but I'd like you to kind of share the wealth and get to know different people because when, you know, you're not going to have choices of teams when you get out in the profession. You're going to have to work some people that you're going to really like working with, and sometimes maybe not working with. Okay. So that's important. And that's why it's important to first come in at a stake in the ground of building a contract, a group contract, and a memorandum of understanding. Because this is a contract that you're going to have. These are the rules that you should follow, all the procedures and the processes that you're going to have to be able to to write code and develop an application using code, okay, is all going to be part of this group dynamics that you're going to build through this MOU. So it's real important that you work on this, okay? And one of the things, and I said this last week, and I have it in all of our assignments, okay, is the fact that any work you do, okay, is teamwork. But you through comments, through showing your, making sure that you document this, is that any work you do, put your name on it. Okay. I'm real stickler again, and keep in mind, you submit me code and there's no comments in there, I'm going to reject that code. Okay. I am big on comments. I worked for IBM as a developer comments, and every line of code was documented, was commented, okay? Because it's real important because you're sharing that code and you have to do that. And the fact is that put your name or, put a legend of your initials or whatever it has to be. But I want to be able to recognize that you worked on that code or that proposal or that document or that pseudo code or, that class, you probably be using, some of the things you learn about a thing called unified modeling language. Okay. And when you start to build this, this, uh, this software aided or computer aided software development, which is kind of like UML code. Um, you have to be able to use that and also comment into any type of code you do. Okay. So what you're going to do is first of all, build your code brute dynamics. Then you're going to have to come up with your concept. Okay, what is your application going to be? Okay, I've seen a couple suggestions go back and forth about, uh, like games, e-commerce applications, just basically productivity type of application, but it's going to full stack. And that's a web development term, but it's full stack in terms of model view controller. That particularly you're building the model, and that model is that persistent data, where that data is going to be, because you're going to be playing with that data. Okay. You're going to be building a view, and a view is that GUI interface that you're going to have to build. And the controller is that mid place. Okay. Again, we're pushing Java, but if you want to be able to mix code or go in and, if you feel a little bit stronger about certain types of code, we're standardizing on Java, but Penn State's moving away from that. Our College of IST is going to start moving to Python. So, that could be another thing. So if you have some, knowledge in Python or your group has knowledge in Python, that's okay. But keep in mind is that, the assignments are based off of Java, in terms of collections, the GUI interfaces, the unit testing. Okay, that's all part of that. But then, if you're going to use another language, you got to retrofit that into it. Okay. Last week I made a mistake. I actually I had a group assignment that basically I had to June 2nd, but I redid it to June 22nd. If you watched my video last week, I said that basically you didn't have any assignments, but some of you submitted an assignment. So it means that you didn't pay attention to the video or you didn't watch the video. And, these videos are important. That's why I do them. So you can understand that because I can't see you face to face. And this is the best way I can get you face to face. You will have a mandatory meeting. And that mandatory meeting, I'll get to face to you with your group. Okay. That's also real important too. All right. But for now, okay, from now, what you do is to meet with your teams. Okay, start to reach out to your teams. If you don't reach out to your teams between now and the time I come back, you're going to fall behind. Your group's going to fall behind. So you have to be able to do that. Okay, start on your MOU, start on your group contract, start thinking about what application you're going to develop. Okay, I want you to use your programming skills that you picked up in IST 140 and 242 and be able to produce some type of application. And it's going to be more meaningful because you're using the collective talents of your group. All right. So it's real important that you do that. Okay. So, again, in terms of what you have to do, your assignment is to reach out to your group. Okay. Nothing to submit. Okay. But again, there's the mini assignments, the guide, the milestone type assignments that you see that are part of the Java development, okay, are the milestones you have to get into your final project because you're going to have a final project. But that's all based on that. On that MOU, you should start to have a timeline. You have a timeline of how you're going to set up this project and get it together. So that's really the bulk of the work that you're going to have to do for this class. Okay, so to kind of summarize, number one uh, is that you've been assigned a group, and you have to reach out to your group. That's your assignment. Um, Second of all, is that start to think about and come up with some suggestions of the way your application is going to be. Okay. And then start to discuss this with your group. Build that group dynamics, build that group cooperation. Okay. Sometimes take some leadership. Okay. These are all competencies that professions like, the IT professions like. So this is good practice for doing projects when you start to go out into the field. Okay. And lastly, okay, I'm not going to be available starting June 6th to kind of answer anything because I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to be away and I'm going to be back on June 17th. Okay. There will be no announcement uh, next week. I won't be posting an announcement or announcement video or even having this announcement call. Okay. So it's real important that you understand that too. Okay. So good luck with your teams, meet with your teams, get with, get this dynamics built, get it started. If you don't, you're going to be behind. All right. And it's real important that you do that because the assignments are going to start coming. Think about that, and I will see you on the 18th for my announcement call and video, where we'll pick up and work towards getting your first assignment, which is your contract and your MOU. Okay, so have a good couple weeks, and I'll see you when I get back. Take care.